Okay guys, here's my kitchen, and literally not my kitchen obviously, but my kitchen on trail. I'm going to go through the food I eat and kind of how I'm resupplying. So the resupply basically means obviously I can't carry all my food, so I have a list of pretty much all the towns I'm going to stop in and approximate dates. Everything changes. I might change the towns I go to. I'm not having all my boxes made and ready to ship because I really know that my tastes change as I hike. So instead of packing up a ton of boxes right now and having them ready to go and not liking what's in them, I have a wonderful friend, Dr. William Swires, is helping me out. And as we go, he'll pack boxes and ship them. I have a big supply of food here, but we'll probably be adding things, taking things out. And a lot of these places I'll just buy in towns. You can get to some good grocery stores, but instead of trying to plan everything to the T, which I know doesn't work out, especially when you're out there that long. My gosh, I couldn't even stick to my plan for 30 days a couple years ago. We're kind of leaving it open-ended. So that being said, here's our kitchen. This is basically how I'm going to cook food out there. And what it is a small titanium pot that we cook in. I've got a little canister in there. And this is awesome. It's made out of Reflectex. It's actually a windshield visor screen thing that I cut up and taped together. And it basically will hold in the heat of my food and help it rehydrate. This is a Msr Titanium Tea Kettle, they call it. I love this little pot. It fits my hands. It's got this great handle. Doesn't weigh much. I think altogether it weighs 6 ounces. Good little lid that kind of latches on. And inside of this nest really nicely my stove and a few other little things. So this technically is a stove. It's a little bitty one. This is the Oil Camp Ion. I think it's one of the lightest ones you can buy out there. It's basically like a little jet fuel thing. This that I have connected to it is a little piezo lighter. I don't like using the actual Bic lighters. I don't know why. This works great. Never runs out of gas and fires right up. And that little stove hooks right onto this great little tiny canister of fuel. There's plenty of places along the trail you can buy these. This canister, I'm going to say I can probably boil about 20 cups of water with this. And most of my meals take about a cup and a half to heat the water up, dump in the food, and rehydrate it. This just squeezes right on top of that. In fact, I'll just show it to you so you have a better idea. So you just screw that on there, and then your fabulous little pot goes right on top. Balances pretty well. You got to find a nice even spot. And then what I do after I have the water boiling, I'll add the food into here, and we'll put the pot in the cozy and let that sit, usually 10 or 15 minutes, and voila, it's all cooked. The super duper luxury item I'm adding is this tiny little cup. This is actually, all it is a little plastic cup. It weighs half an ounce. It was from some Campbell's soup thing, but what I was looking for is something that I could make a hot drink in, or have, I love instant miso soup on the trail, so I can heat some water, have my soup or my drink, or use this to make gravy or whatever I'm going to do. And while my food is rehydrating, I can have my soup or my drink or my appetizer. Hot chocolate at the end of the day. I love it. It doesn't weigh anything, fits perfectly inside here. And then I keep just this little piece of cloth that I keep wrapped around my stove, so that it doesn't clang around in there, because I hate hearing stuff rattle around inside my pack. And it's pretty great that it all nests together so well. So the pot goes in the koozie, the cup goes in the pot, this goes in upside down, and then we put the arms of this little stove down, which is kind of like, I'm not being very graceful right now. A little challenge. Pop the little handle up, last arm down, and I try to wrap this little piece of cloth around it, once again, so it's not rattling around. The lid goes all the way on. That goes over the deal. This fits in my pack. All together with everything, this is right under a pound, so it's 15 ounces. Without the fuel, it's much lighter, but the fuel adds quite a bit. Fuel's the heaviest part. I definitely see why some people go stoveless. I just can't bring myself to it. This is my food bag. It actually is bigger looking on camera than it is. This is 3 days of food. This is going to be the first 3 days I'm out on trail. So I have 2 dinners, 3 lunches, 2 breakfasts, and a whole ton of snacks. And we're going to see how this does for us out there. I want to show you what I have. Start with our dinners. So because I'm actually behind when I thought I was going to leave, I kind of changed my plans. I got a dehydrator and started playing around. I was just going to buy as I go mostly. And the thing I missed most on trail before when I was out there was vegetables. So what I did is I started dehydrating a lot of vegetables, and then we'll add all kinds of stuff to it. So this is a hot and sour spicy noodle. I dehydrated these Asian noodles. It's got some sauce that goes in with them. And I bought some freeze-dried chicken and dehydrated a bunch of vegetables and mixed this in. So this is dinner for one night. And got my little soup, instant hot and sour soup to go with it. Next night I have wild rice and broccoli. So I try to always add some kind of protein to it. And salmon, rice, and broccoli is one of my favorite meals. These little foil packets are amazing. So those are my dinners for 2 nights. Dessert, brought myself only 1 hot chocolate this time. And then this is a green onion miso soup to have before that. Salami and cheese, yes, you need to keep this in the refrigerator, but hard cheeses, this is a little piece of hard cheddar and a little piece of hard salami. These are awesome on the trail. Plenty of fat. You want fat while you're out there hiking. And I usually eat those. I'll eat salami and cheese with these little cheese cracker packets. And then the other amazing thing I did with my dehydrators, I've been buying and dehydrating all this hummus. So this is dehydrated hummus. All I have to do is add water, let it sit for a few minutes, and then I packed some chips to eat with that. Slim Jim or 2 because you needed a little more, needed some meat. Another great trail lunch that I love is these made up tuna packets. This one is actually the deli style, so it's ready to eat. It's got the mayonnaise and the flavoring in there. Great on Triscuits or whatever crackers I can have. You want crackers that aren't going to fall apart too much on you out there. And then the other thing I do is breakfast. So instead of a big cooked breakfast, what I like to do is have something I can eat while I'm walking, and then maybe something I can eat maybe an hour or 2 later. I like to start early. Pop-Tarts, everybody's favorite. These are actually raspberry Pop-Tarts. Never had them. I'm excited about trying them. Instant oatmeal. You know what? I don't like to get my stove going in the morning. This is great even cold. Maybe if I'm really cold and I don't have a ton of miles to make that day, or if I'm hiking with people that like to take their time in camp in the morning, I might make a packet of oatmeal. You can actually just add water right in there and eat it. These are Tiger Root Milk Energy Peanut Butter and Honey Bars. Love them. And then my homemade energy bars, which is basically Rice Krispie cookies, but they're made with a ton of peanut butter and honey. Tons of energy, tons of calories. Really good. I made a big batch before I left. Instant Folgers coffee. You know what? If you're really cold in the morning, start your stove, make some hot coffee. If you're not, dump it in, drink it. This is kind of my drink mix bottle. It's a smaller Smart Water bottle. At home, I love my orange juice. And so I bought these, well, they're the emergency orange packets. So I have these great little vitamin C dietary supplements. It's kind of good. It's got vitamins, antioxidants, and electrolytes. We're going to need electrolytes. And when I was looking for these specifically, I noticed they now make fizzy ones. This is pink lemonade and it's fizzy, which is awesome because on trail, I don't know why. I wanted soda. Even at home, if I'm not drinking soda, I daydreamed about fizzy Diet Coke and Sprite. I don't drink Sprite at home, but on the trail, I wanted to spray it so bad. So these will be fun. And then we have a multitude of snacks. So Cheez-Its, these are awesome. Tons of fat, they don't get broke down too much. Jolly Ranchers, these are great when you're hiking, especially if you're somewhere where you got to ration your water. You keep one of these in your mouth, keeps you hydrated. Of course, Gorp Trail Mix, and this is a homemade one I make. I love it with banana chips, cranberries, coconut, almonds, roasted peanuts, and no M&Ms. I don't like M&Ms in my trail mix. That doesn't, however, mean that I don't like M&Ms. So we have several packets of M&Ms. I actually kind of went M&M crazy. They were on sale at the store for Easter, and I bought basically every kind they make and was going to mix them all together, but I decided instead we're going to go with M&M pairings. So these are actually dark chocolate M&Ms paired with Reese's peanut butter pieces. We have several others. Cookies, that's the cool thing. You get to go in there and get all kinds of cookies. Sour gummy bears, you guys all know I love these. Definitely Fig Newtons, these are another great one. And then every day, I get to eat a candy bar. So we got Snickers, whatchamacallit, my favorite, almond Snickers, and it's crazy. It's probably the only diet where you get to eat as much food as you can and you still get skinnier. Basically, right now, most of my resupplies are going to be not too far in between, so this is going to work really well for me. In the Sierras, we might have to change. We'll probably have to add some olive oil for more fats and figure out how to have less bulk but more calories, because I'm going to be carrying a lot more stuff through the Sierras. It's going to be fun. So that's my basic diet on trail. I think the best thing this year is going to be all these dehydrated meals. I've probably got about 60 different ones now and probably 12 or 13 different recipes, and I'm actually excited about my trail food. Usually it's just kind of, it's good because you're hungry. This time it's going to be good and I'm going to be hungry. I can't wait.